Proenza Schouler is like, I mean, for me, it's the ultimate, New York label. It's a fun brand. I love their clothes. They make excellent shoes.
Well, it's a look that I call the urban surfer. I mean, I call it urban because last season they were all bleach blonde, like surfer, like real surfer. And this season it's more settled. It's in a darker tones. What we're doing is, kind of bringing back the real curls, the real waves, and making it like static. Yeah.
Today, the inspiration for Proenza Schouler is early 90s, Kirsten McNenemy, Kurt Cobain, the combination of those two. So we're doing a really luminous skin, very fresh, light coverage foundation, brown grease paint in the corner, across the lashes and underneath. And then for the lips, we're using two colours. For the very dark-haired girls, we're using charred red, mixed with black eyeshadow to make it very matte and deep. And then on the girls with blonde hair, I'm using a lipstick called Smoked Purple.
I just think that they speak to a lot of young girls out there. They're always hip, they're always cool, they're always like on top of what's happening in fashion. I think they're very easy to wear, yet fashion forward, and I just think that they're really bright young boys.
Yeah, I think these guys are tops. They're really good. And you just feel the joy and the energy of making fashion, but they're very sophisticated. That beginning, the inspired by Christopher Wool.
Well, it started off with this one Christopher Wool photograph that we saw, like New York, and it was like I think it was like a broken police car from the 80s, smashed into like some basketball court. But we just started feeling like something that was very American and very kind of New York, and so we started kind of what's right for that. It's like American sportswear. It's like separates. We started looking at like toggles and varsity sweaters and just like separates.
They often touch on art, but they absolutely do their own thing with it. You never feel like it's fashion ripping off art. I thought that was really great, and that whole silk screening thing was great. Even the way things are hanging together, that's extremely impressive. How they're reworking gravity and all that. And it's interesting because you rarely see something that's both cool and classic, and they have an ability to do that.
Yeah, well, we started kind of with a high-waisted jean as a shape that we knew we wanted to do. Something that was kind of tapered and very high-waisted and very fitted. So we started thinking about what's the right jacket for that. It's a crop jacket. And then what's the coat that will complement that nicely. Maybe it's more of like an A-line, but shorter kind of coat. And then we just started developing fabrics and textures and just playing with materials and playing with some things that were very soft, things that were like kind of chunky and woollier.
It just seemed really focused and disciplined in a way. Most of the silhouettes were very girl-ish. I thought there, was a sort of a darkness there.
All those prints towards the end, those weren't prints, those were jacquard, and they were all like preppy plaids. We just took plaid shirts that we bought and we like put them in a photocopier and to distort the plaids as it was kind of like scanning, and they created these like really blurry, really messed up plaids, and then we took that image and we had these mills in Italy weave fabrics based on these blurred plaids, just taking like a plaid, which is a preppy element, and kind of doing something else with it.
They do things that come together in new ways, even though they're not trying to reinvent the wheel at all. They're just trying to polish it up. And I think it's interesting because there's really a feeling of youth, but also of sophistication that's very, very rare. They're very, very kind of fine in how they think. And having spent some time with them, I think it's because they really work off each other. So two brains sometimes can be better than one.
Just imagining the girl that's hanging out on that broken down basketball court in like downtown New York, and then thinking of what she would look like and taking those preppy American school elements and subverting them and creating something modern and not like older for real women. I don't know, all those kind of elements just twisted.